to Top Winner Academy. Today we will be dealing with current affairs of 26 October and 27 October, right? See, first, Kisan Suryodaya Yojana. See, Indian Prime Minister launched Kisan Suryodaya Yojana in Gujarat. So what is it? Under the scheme, 16 hours of power supply shall be provided for farmers. So this is a scheme, 16 hours of power supply, continuous power supply shall be provided to the farmers. Okay, to provide daytime power supply for irrigation. That is the main objective. See, objective is daytime power supply to irrigation. Under the scheme, farmers will be able to avail power supply from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Right. The state government has allowed a budget of 3,500 crore for installing transmission infrastructure under this scheme by 2023. Right. Next is North Korea warns about the its citizens of yellow dust. What is yellow dust? See, why in news? North Korea has urged its citizens to remain indoors to avoid contact with the cloud of yellow dust, which is blowing from China. Yellow dust. See, the cloud may contain or bring COVID-19 with it. That is the issue. What is this Asian dust? Regarding Asian dust, it is also called yellow dust, or yellow sand, or yellow wind, or China dust storms. Right, this is the name. See, it is actually sand from deserts in China and Mongolia that has speed surface wind carrying into both North and South Korea during specific period every year, right? But this year it contains COVID-19. It said that it contains COVID-19, so the people should remain indoors. The sand particles tend to mix with other toxic substances such as industrial pollutants. Thus, it is known to cause a number of respiratory ailments. So that is Asian dust. The British National or Overseas Passport, BNO. Why in news? Hong Kong British National Overseas Passport as a valid document, it is not accepted in China, right? So that is why in news, China is no longer will accept this Hong Kong British National Overseas BNO passport as valid travel document, right? Britain will start to process BNO visa applications for residents in the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region from January 31st, 2021, right? So as per new visa rule, BNO visa holders will have the right to work and study in UK for a period of 5 years, right? They can work with BNO and they can apply for citizenship after 6 years, right? They can write the citizenship, they can apply for the citizenship after the 6 years. See, what is BNO passport? The BNO passport or BNO means a passport commonly referred to as BNO passport is a British passport for persons with British national overseas status. Okay, so it is a British national overseas status is a passport. The passport was first issued in 1987 after the Hong Kong Act 1985, from which this new class of British nationality was created. Okay, so it was first issued in 1987 when a new class of British nationality was created there. See, these holders of BNO passports are permanent residents of Hong Kong who were British dependent territories citizens until 30 June 1997 and had registered as BNOs. Okay, so actually they were British dependent territory citizens until 30 June 1997, right? So, and they had registered as BNOs. Then International Snow Leopard Day. So, why in news? International Snow Leopard Day is observed in 23rd October. See, aim. It is to raise awareness on the conservation and protection of snow leopard. So, that's why in news. See, International Snow Leopard Day came into being 23rd October 2013, right? So, when Bishkek Declaration was adopted by the 12 countries conservation of this snow leopard. See, 12 countries are aiming to conserve the snow leopard. These 12 countries are India, Nepal, Bhutan, China, Mongolia, Russia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. These are the countries. Then sees new abortion law in Poland. Actually, what happened? See, recently women in Poland have been protesting a court ruling that drastically restricts the right to access safe and legal abortions. Okay, safe and legal abortions. The existing, so we will discuss what it is. The existing 1993 abortion law permits the termination of pregnancy on the grounds of fetal defects. Okay, if fetus have some defects, so they could have performed this abortion, but these are already considered some of this strictest laws in Europe, and after the enactment of the court decision, abortions will only be permitted in case of the rape, incest, or if there is a threat to the mother's life, right? Not in the case of fetal defect. So in case of fetal defect, the abortion cannot be possible after this court decision, right? So Poland's constitutional tribunal ruled that an existing law is unconstitutional, That means which supports this abortion of pregnancy on the grounds of fetal defects is unconstitutional, right? So Poland's constitution tribunal ruled that an existing law was unconstitutional because the Polish constitution assured a right to life, and the abortion used on a fetal malfunction was directly forbidden form of discrimination. And tribunal held that permitting abortions in the case of fetal deformities legalized, it is eugenics practices with regard to an unborn child, that denying it the respect and protection of human dignity. Okay, that means that unborn child has some dignity, right? So you are working against that dignity of that unborn child. That is the observation by the court, right? See, abortion. What is abortion? It is defined as the termination of pregnancy by various methods, right, including medical surgery before the fetus is able to sustain independent life. Okay, so taking the fetus in any method before it can survive an independent life, that is simply abortion. See, abortion laws in India. See, it is regulated by Medical Termination of Pregnancy, MTP Act 1971. Okay, abortion laws in India. See, abortion if the pregnancy would be harmful to the life of the patient or affects her physical or mental health. Abortion is possible if there is a good chance that the child would suffer from physical or mental abnormalities which would leave him or her seriously handicapped. So abortion is possible if the pregnancy occurred as a result of a failure of contraception, only applicable to married women. So abortion is possible. If pregnancy is a result of sexual assault or rape, abortion is possible. This is the case in abortion is possible, right? This is the 4 cases. See, in another case, termination of the pregnancy, when a person can terminate pregnancy. See, if pregnancy has not exceeded 12 weeks, only one doctor is needed to sign off, right? See, if pregnancy has exceeded 12 weeks and below 24 weeks, 2 doctors are needed. The gestation period does not matter. Okay, if a doctor feels that an immediate abortion must be conducted to save life of a patient, right? If a life of a patient is in danger, so gestation period is doesn't matter. Otherwise, it should be within 24 weeks. Okay, in January 2020, the Union Cabinet approved amendment to the MTP Act, allowing women to seek abortions as part of their reproductive right and gender justice. The amendment raised the upper limit of the NTP from 20 weeks to 24 weeks for women, including rape survivors, victims of incest, and differently abled women and minors, right? Then, Treaty on Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, TPNW. See, why it is in news? Honduras became the 50th country to ratify. Honduras, please remember the name. Honduras country ratified the landmark treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons, TPNW, right? So if 50 countries ratify it, so it will become a legally binding act. That's why it's in news. The treaty requires that all ratifying countries never under any circumstances develop, test, produce, manufacture, otherwise acquire, possess or stockpile nuclear weapons or other nuclear explosive devices. At any circumstances, they should not do any kind of nuclear weapon activities, right? It also bans any transfer or use of nuclear weapon or nuclear explosive devices, as well as threatening to use such weapons, and requires parties to promote the treaty to other countries, right? So this is the treaty. And the group of nuclear armed states including Britain, China, France, Russia and the US have not signed the treaty yet, and India never signed the treaty or not ratified the treaty yet. And this nuclear armed states argued that their arsenals serve as a deterrent and say they remain committed to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, which seeks to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons. Okay. Next is Kabartan Wetland and Asan Conservation Reserves, Uttarakhand. Why it is in news? See, they are designated as Kabartal Wetland, and it is in Bihar, and Assam, then Asan Conservation Reserves, this is in Uttarakhand. They are designated as Ramsar Convention sites. Okay, they are wetlands of international importance. Okay, first is Kabartan Wetland. Its other name is Kanwar Jheel. It's in It's in Indo-Gangetic Plains in the Begusarai district of Bihar. Okay, it's in Indo-Gangetic Plains in the Begusarai district of Bihar. And next is Asan Conservation Reserve. Okay, it is a first Ramsar site in Uttarakhand. Then what is a Ramsar site? See, Ramsar Conservation on Wetland is an intergovernmental treaty. Right, it's an intergovernmental treaty which was adopted in 1971. Okay, it was in Iranian city of Ramsar. Right, adopted in 1971. It's an Iranian city of Ramsar and came into force on 1st February 1982. That those wetlands which are international importance are declared as Ramsar sites. Right, the convention's mission is the conservation and wise use of old wetlands through local and national actions and international cooperation as a contribution towards achieving sustainable development throughout the world. So that is the convention's mission. That is Ramsar Convention. So main Ramsar is a city in Iran. Then another important thing regarding wetland is Montreux Record. See, Montreux Record is a register of wetland sites. Okay, on the list of wetlands of international importance, where the changes of ecological character have occurred and are occurring or likely to occur as a result of the technological developments, pollution and human interference. Actually, it's a record or it's a register of wetlands of international importance where what is character, ecological character may be changing or may have changed or likely to change due to technological development, pollution or other human interference. Okay, it is maintained as a part of Ramsar List. Okay, at present India have two wetlands of Montreux Record, Koilado National Park in Rajasthan and Loktak Lake in Manipur. Right. Then Indira Rasoi Yojana is in Rajasthan. See, actually, why is in news? Over 50 lakhs people have benefited from Indira Rasoi Yojana. So it's a kitchen scheme in Rajasthan and it was launched in August 2020. Why? Aim is to provide nutritious food to the poor and needy twice a day at concessional rate. See, implementation, local voluntary organizations. A committee headed by district collector will be monitoring the implementation of the scheme, right? And there will be an app also there. for monitoring the food quality, right? See, and this is no mask, no service policy. It is to curb the COVID-19. So Bangladesh government have launched no mask, no service policy to fight ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, as per the order, no service will be provided to the people who is not wearing mask in the government offices. Okay, that is no mask, no service policy. Okay, so that's about today. Thank you.